Touch a milli, I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli, I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision. I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing. I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli, I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli, I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision. I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing. I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties.
This is the El Nino Podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. Happy Monday to everybody. Had the day off today. Enjoyed it to the best of my ability. Tried to chill, get some stuff done. You know how it goes. It's like you got a day off, but you really don't got a day off because you're like doing laundry and cleaning and folding and doing all that stuff. But always feels good to get things done. Recouping from the expungement fair that we had this Saturday at the DHDC. It was a success. We serviced about 150 people. Shout out to Chase Bank. They came and partnership with us, flipped the tab. First 100 people, they got $50 money orders to help pay for their processing fee, so they had to come out of pocket. So, definitely thankful for that. But September 20th, we'll be having another one, and definitely take advantage of the opportunity. There was a lot of people who discovered that they had a lot of their records were already wiped out and already clean, which a lot of people were excited about that. It was an emotional time for a little bit of everybody because there were some people who didn't qualify, so they were sad and discouraged. And then there were others who did after, multiple years, finally got, their felonies expunged. And, now other opportunities opened up for them for, other jobs, other positions, and, even for some who are able to carry now and get CPLs. So, I just feel good about being able to service my community and help everybody remove the barriers, that are in front of them from the challenges and obstacles that, just come with life in general, and then cleaning up your mess because, a lot of times we made a lot of bad decisions when we was younger. So, thank goodness for these expungement fairs that help us clean that up and give us a fresh start. But again, like I said, September 20th. Stay tuned for that one. That's going to be pretty big. And also another date I want you guys to remember is July 7th. So July 7th at 1211 Trumbull at the DHDC outside, I'm going to be having the first annual El Nino Podcast Summer Bash. It's going to be live. It's going to be filled with performers, vendors, and so many fun activities, good people, good vibe. Come on through, put it in your calendar, 7/7. Don't miss it, man. El Nino Podcast Summer Bash. But man, I got an awesome guest today. As you guys know, the name of the show is Real Everyday People. I'm very open-minded. I'm very diverse, and I want to be able to represent everybody. And today we got a good guest. He's going to come through. He's going to break bread with us. He's going to, teach us some things. It's my man Gambit. My man, what's up with you, brother?
What's up, man? Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Welcome to the El Nino Podcast, bro. Yup, I appreciate you reaching out. You know what I'm saying? I seen your episode that you did with Brian and the Legal Aliens podcast, and I've been seeing you around doing your thing, and introduce yourself to the people, man.
Okay. So for those who don't know, my name is GoldynGambit, Golden with the Y. I make alternative punk music with a little blend of some goth punk in there, and I would consider myself a alternative platform. I book my own shows, and I just try to shed light onto the alternative scene in Detroit because I feel like alternative artists here in Detroit don't really get enough shine. So I'm constantly, booking shows with different alternative style artists, usually 6 or 7 events per month.
Okay, that's dope. That's staying busy, man. I'm telling you, 7, 8 events a month, man. That's a lot, bro.
Appreciate it.
Shit. You working, but that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do to network and build and promote yourself, put yourself out there and work with people from a little bit of everywhere, spread your name, do performances, guest performances, all that type of good stuff, man. Yup. So first, before we go any further, man, where does the name come from? Golden Gambit. Where does it come from, man? What does it mean? Where it come from? And, what does it represent?
Okay. So Golden Gambit as a whole, I've come to the realization that it represents the brand of just being yourself, no matter how weird it may look, how different it may look, making it look beautiful, just being yourself and, just being confident with it. The Gambit part kind of comes from the X-Men character, Gambit from the X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always thought he was a pretty cool character, stylish, trench coat, and his power was to make things explode, touch things and make things explode. And I feel like some of my music is explosive.
Okay.
So that was the Gambit part. And originally when I made the name, it was just Gambit, but I felt like I had to add something, and I didn't want to go with the typical, little, or like little Gambit, baby Gambit. I'm like, What can I use? And growing up, people told me that I had like this golden aura, golden energy. And I thought about it. I'm like, Golden Gambit sounds dope,
GG.
Yeah.
GG, Golden Gambit. I like it, bro. I like it. That's dope. The Golden Child.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
My man. And I like it because it's got intention.
Mm-hmm.
It's got purpose. You know what I mean? And that's dope. And you came up with it yourself, but also with input from others. Like you said, people said that you had that golden aura,
Right.
And it's important to know what other people see in you. You know what I mean? So that you know what it is that you out there representing. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man, and like where you grew up at. What was it like growing up, and being you?
So I grew up half my life in Warren. The other half in Rochester, and my life growing up was cool,
What kind of student were you in school?
Oh man, I was not the best. I wasn't a bad student, but was just never into school. I would say
You were
like
there, but you weren't there.
Yeah. Like. Like my mind would just constantly shift to other things, like sometimes music, sometimes just learning myself, trying to figure out who I was.
So I know in today's society, people use the word weird, and before, me growing up, weird meant like weird. But now it's like people use weird like everything's weird. And then you have people who actually embrace the term weird and consider themselves as I'm weird or I'm a weirdo, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like it can be used as in a positive form and then also in a negative form, right. And but I guess it's cool to see people, take the negative perspective from it and turn it into power. You know what I'm saying? Like just embracing it. Like you talked about being yourself,
mm-hmm.
And some people know they're just naturally awkward. They're awkward ass people.
That's true.
And I mean, as you grow up, you get to learn yourself. You know, if don't nobody else know you, you know you. For better or for worse, strengths, weaknesses, weird shit, whatever you got going on, you know what you are and what you ain't. You know what I mean? But so let's talk about the paint.
Mm-hmm.
The paint. What does the paint represent?
For me, the paint represents pain and the ugliness of this world. And specifically to me, because growing up, I've always been a fan of horror. I've always been a fan of dark genres, you know, like The Crow, you know, horror films, like anything dark, I just always felt attached to. And within this last year, it was just like something called me to it, you know, and like I feel like this look really conveys my music, my style, and like just everything that I'm about, you know, like being in that, you know, weird box, being in that alternative lane, you know, just being different, not conforming and not fitting in with, you know, what society thinks is cool or popular. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so you pretty much, you in your own lane.
Yep.
Okay. So initially when I seen the paint, it reminded me of like Black Tears, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you know, at first I thought it was like war paint, like Native Americans, they wear it as war paint, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then when I seen it, I was like, damn, it kind of looks like he's crying black tears, you know? So I think it's dope. I think it's creative, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's you. It's who you are. You know what I'm saying? Or would you consider it like an alter ego? Because you have a regular job, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you do what you got to do to get through the day, and then you come back home, and then what? You jump straight into character, or how does that go, man? You know what I'm saying? Like Superman, you run up in the box, throw the cape on, I'm out here, you know what I'm saying, ready to take on the world, you know, once I punch out.
That's true. Yeah, like it feels like two sides, you know, like which is so cool to me because like, and a lot of people have called it like my war face, you know, and it's really refreshing for me, and it just gives me like the balance to have a normal life, you know, and then after clocking out, you know, being able to, you know, change into this other, you know, like alter ego in a sense.
Yup,
you know?
Yup, that's what I figured, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So how often or how common is it for you to run into like other goth people, you know, like even in a workplace or something like that? Is it often? How many people, like, can you relate to normal people? Like, just, I mean, whatever the hell normal is anymore, you know what I'm saying? But
That's true. Yeah, so typically I don't run into goth people within the workplace, you know, and during like the day job, but like doing the shows, you know, and booking these shows, which is typically based on research. Like when I book shows and put shows together, I usually look for artists within that same realm of, you know, the goth, the emo, the dark, like the different, you know, and just clicking with those artists, you know, like because a lot of times putting shows together for me is deeper, like the music. It's connecting with these artists on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just finding people who have similar like life stories to mine, you know, and you know, similar experiences to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of goth people and, you know, emo individuals can relate to things I talk about in music and things I talk about, you know, like on a day-to-day basis.
What exactly is an emo? I've heard the term, but never knew exactly what it was.
In my opinion, an emo person would be like a overly emotional person, you know, which in today's society with mental health, you know, is very common. You know, someone who's, you know, like, say, for example, sad a lot, you know, which usually comes from childhood trauma, you know, and just overly emotional, you know, like me, myself personally, I've had a lot of traumatizing experiences, and with my music, I always tell people that I'm like a jar of mixed emotions, anger, sadness, loneliness, just mixed up. So typically
I get it.
person is
I get it.
like
I get it. I can relate, brother. Yeah. So how long have you been goth for?
So I feel like publicly, I would say within the last year.
Okay.
But honestly, my whole life. But I just didn't show it until last year. So like I've been making music for 16 years, and last year around the fall time, I just got this calling, to create this image, create this brand. So it was always there, but last year I just finally, decided to show it to the world.
Okay. All right. So, how did your family respond to it? How did your friends, your family, your community, how did they respond to it when you came out? I mean, was it something that was difficult for you? Was it something that was easy? Was it a long time coming for this? And then how did you feel once you put it out there and said, this is me, this is what I'm standing on, this is what I represent, this is what I believe, this is who I am?
I definitely feel like it was a long time coming. My family has been supportive. It was definitely an adjustment for them, but like they always knew, like because I've always been like the black sheep of the family, but how can I put it? Like my family loves me, and they are very supportive. My friends have been supportive as well, and for the community, it's been amazing. Like since I've done it, I've met like some of my best friends, like some really cool people who I look at as family now, and like just coming out and like displaying this feels really refreshing.
That's dope. That's good. So I want people to understand what goth is, because I don't even fully know what it is, but I know some people think that, goth people, they're devil worshipers, they're this, they're that, they're dark, I don't know. I think even somebody said that I don't know if you remember the trench coat mafia back in the days, they were like the original, shoot up schools and mass shooters and shit, were the trench coat mafia, and they were trying to say that they were goth because they used to wear black trench coats, and but like educate them, like what exactly is being goth? Like, is it a religion? Is it a way of life? Is it a style? Is it, like what is it?
In my opinion, I feel like it is a style. I don't know if I would say a religion, but it's kind of like a way of life, just being entwined with that darkness, not necessarily meaning negative, but, like some of the earlier forms of goth was like dark literature, like just dark aesthetics, like the Ravens and the novels, that are like darker.
Like medieval?
Yeah.
Medieval?
Yeah. Okay. Or like the Edgar Allan Poe, novels, and it's usually associated with rock music, punk music, rebelling, and just being in our own little corner of the world, the all black and, just that type of aesthetic.
Do you consider yourself to be a rebel?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Do people ask you about being goth, or do they just?
Yeah.
That's good, because when people ask questions, that means they seek understanding. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't do that. They'll just judge, like, who's this weird guy? Oh, look
That's
at this.
true.
He got shit on his face and painted lips and, like, what's this? And it's like, it's different. It's not you. You know what I'm saying? It's the opposite of you. So some people just don't understand and they just keep it pushing. You know what I mean? But me, I've always been an open-minded, social type of person. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been interested in knowing, like, what inspired you or motivated you to be to where you're at today. And I know you talked about childhood trauma. Do you think that your childhood trauma that you experienced kind of pushed you towards being goth or believing in it, or just like, even like the ICP wave, you know what I'm saying? The Insane Clown Posse, like they it was like they just formed a whole fan base of people who felt rejected by society, and there were so many, and that made them successful, but they were so unbiased and just so accepting and just made everybody feel important, you know what I mean? And is that what goth does as well? Like, is it the music? Is it the way of life? Is it the belief? Is it the creativity? You know what I'm saying? That where you just felt like I'm right where I belong, Right. And sometimes going through trauma, you try to look for an identity or someone you can relate to, or sometimes people want to be so different that they don't relate to anybody, And, so many people go through horrible things in their lives, sex abuse, alcohol abuse, domestic violence. I mean, just being a product of your environment and being exposed to so many different things. You know what I mean? When I was in prison, there was a young guy. He was probably about 18 years old, and he came into prison, and he was gay. And, everybody had this theory with me growing up, like, you're born gay, you know what I'm saying? Or it's a mental disorder or some shit like that. That's what, you hear when you're younger back then. And so I sat down with this kid because I was a facilitator for life skill programming in prison. And so I sat down and I was just, asking him a little bit about his life and, how he came about, at such a young age to be there. And he was like, I used to get raped by my uncle. And he said, I never felt like I was worthy of being a man. So I just chose to be gay. And I was like, I thought that was sad and unfortunate because, a traumatic, experience like that defines who you are. Right. And I think it's sad because I'm like, if that's not who you are, I feel sad for you. You know what I'm saying? But if that's who you feel that you truly are, then, then I wish you well. You know what I mean? But when you allow experiences like that to determine how your future and the outcome of your future is going to be, you know what I mean, is sad sometimes.
That's true.
And then people look for some type of support system, even if it's to group up with other people who are sad and traumatized, So would you say that goth, the blackness, the darkness, is it sad?
Yeah.
And you guys embrace darkness? You guys embrace sadness?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's real. It's a part of life.
Yeah.
But do you get to enjoy it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like it's beauty in the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's always been a big motto of mine.
I know it sounds crazy to enjoy sadness. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds crazy. Like, how can you enjoy sadness? How can you be sad and enjoy it? You know? Like cutters. You familiar with people who cut?
Yeah.
They're cutters. And it's like, it's so bittersweet because it feels good to hurt yourself. You know what I mean? And a lot of people believe in that concept. They embrace the suffering. And I honestly love wearing black because black made me look skinny. But I love black either way. I think I look sweet as hell when I wear black. You know what I mean? I had a homeboy, man. Shout out to my man Rob, man. Back in the days, he used to wear like white paint on his face, and like he looked like Eddie Munster. And he had like the black trench coat. He used to have the Misfits logo on the back.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, it was like, it was sweet. You know what I'm saying? And he used to have the high black military boots and stuff. And like, he was a cool dude. He didn't have a problem with nobody in the world, but he would just walk in his truth. You know what I'm saying? And he was a good friend of mine and a trustworthy friend, you know. And, you know, me growing up, I was like part of the cool crowd. You know what I mean? And a lot of my guys used to be like, bro, why are you hanging with this dude? Like, that ain't even us. And I'm like, bro, you don't know. You just sitting on the sidelines over here judging people by the way that they look. But in all honesty, I had more trust in him than I had in, you know, the popular people. You know what I mean? Like, the people who are around me all the time. But, you know, he was just a genuine good person, and I respected the fact that he walked in his own truth. You know what I mean? He embraced it, even when he knew people were laughing at him and joking about him and cracking jokes and all that. Like, he continued to be himself, and that was admirable. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And for anybody that reaches that point, you know?
That's true.
So how do you connect? Like, what inspires and motivates your music?
I would say, so a lot of my music comes from a lot of emotions, just depending on the day. Anger, sadness, despair, loneliness, you know, feeling forgotten, feeling like I'm that person in the corner, you know, like in the smallest, darkest corner, like of the entire world, you know, and it just motivates me, you know, because it's like even that small area in that corner of darkness, I just feel like I can, you know, like just be powerful, you know, and I just feel like I can, you know, like use that, you know. So like a lot of times my music is motivated, you know, just from the feeling of being screwed over at times, you know, being taken advantage of. And like that really, really drives me because I know it's so many people in the world who have felt that way. You know?
Especially by the people closest to you.
That's true.
You know, because them really the only ones that ever fucked over me in my lifetime was the people closest to me. People I trusted, people I loved, people I looked up to, family, friends, always people closest to me, bro. Like outside people, I never had any issues. I never had any problems. But then I also didn't never have no expectations either. So it's hard for a stranger to disappoint you, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you do have expectations from your family and your friends and people you know and you love and you trust. And ultimately, they're the ones that break your heart, you know, disappoint you, lie to you, betray you, set you up, all that. I mean, bro, I've been through all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like my whole life. I watched it happen before it ever happened to me. I seen it happening to others, you know what I'm saying? And when you just grow up in a concrete jungle, it's just a matter of time before the shit happens to you. And, you know, having a good heart, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a gift and a curse, you know? Sometimes it makes you resentful towards yourself and your own heart, because there's always people trying to take advantage of people with good hearts. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But at the ultimately at the end of the day, bro, I can't be anybody else. But I am selective now. You know what I'm saying? I'm selective of who I give access to me. You know what I'm saying? Who I allow into my life, because I live sacredly. You know what I'm saying? I know my worth. Right. You know, and I try to live in the image of Jesus, you know. A lot of people, because I've only been home for 4 years after serving 17 years in prison, and I've built a pretty good life for myself, you know. And a lot of people are like, why do you mess with them people when you're like up here and like you keep going down here, you know? And I'm like, I don't ever put myself above people, you know. I believe in equal opportunity, you know what I'm saying? I show love to anybody and everybody. But when I think of Jesus, look who Jesus was. You know, however you may see it, whether you see him as a prophet or you see him as the Son of God, he was a gifted and he was a blessed man. You know what I'm saying? And he could have been up here with the kings. You know what I'm saying? But instead, he was in the trenches and he was doing work. You know what I mean? He was healing people. He was feeding people. He was breaking bread. He was educating people. You know, and I'm sure I could be somewhere else doing things. You know what I mean? But I feel like all the suffering that I endured, everything that I learned, was for a purpose, and that purpose was to come back and deliver a message. If you're familiar with the Bible is full of stories of people who are bringing messages, who endured some type of suffering, you know what I'm saying, at one point or another, some type of loss, some type of traumatic experience, you know what I'm saying? And then there was Jesus, or there was God, and he came through and he showed them a way. And even though they had to go through this and lose that, and I mean, people died and came back to life, you know what I'm saying? However that happens, they made it happen. You know, and I mean, in a literal sense, you know, when you close one chapter and open up another, you know, that's really dying and rising, you know. So it's also mental, you know, to live or to die mentally.
That's true.
You know. So, what's one of the biggest shows that you've done, or who are some of the artists that you would like to work with that are in your genre of music?
Let's see. One of the biggest shows I've done, probably. I did a Canadian tour recently.
Oh shit!
Yep. I'm out in Toronto, and that was probably like the biggest, coolest show I've done.
That's dope. That's dope. So are you your own manager? Are you self-sufficient? Do you have a team? Do you have a manager, or how do you operate?
So right now I do not have a manager. Everything with my brand is like ran by me. Team wise, I would just say the other alternative artists who I work with pretty consistently. Like some of them toured with me. Mm-hmm. Yep. So like we're pretty consistent with like doing shows together.
How do you get the gigs, especially out the country? Like I'm thinking like Grand Rapids, Muskegon. You're like, bro, I was in Toronto. I'm like, holy shit, okay, dude. Did you see Drake out there anywhere?
No, I wish.
Tell him we try to get him on the El Nino podcast.
So my cousin Jay Steels, he's been following my music like since I started like 16 years ago, and he's pretty prominent just in like the underground local independent scene in like Canada, Hamilton, and Toronto, and he put together like the shows in Toronto and in Canada, and he was able to get like me and my team out there. Mm-hmm. Yep. The other gigs, I typically get them just from networking, and since I've been doing them so frequently and consistently, a lot of these venues like know my name now, because the punk alternative scene is like so small. It's like really, really small. So
is it just small in Michigan, or is it just small in general?
Probably both. Like worldwide, it's a lot of punk artists out here, but
because I believe like in like Berlin and Germany, like they have like a lot of
they do
punk. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Punk rock artists, and like they're really into that I've seen in the past. You know what I'm saying?
And like New York too. Like New York surprisingly has a really, really good punk scene.
How do skinheads tie into punk? Because I believe part of like a documentary or something that I seen in Germany or Berlin or wherever it was, like a lot of them were like skinheads, you know what I'm saying? But they were into the punk, the metal, or you know what I'm saying? Like that type. So is there like separate genres for that, or is it the content, or like are we just one nation under blackness, or you know what I mean?
It's different genres, a lot of genres. Yeah. You got the metalheads. You got dark wave, you got punk rock, goth rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's
Post punk,
okay,
industrial. Like it's like so many different avenues. Yeah, like with my music, I'm kind of like a hybrid because I mix a lot of styles. You know, like the post punk and the industrial. Yeah, but there are skinheads. It is racism. I mean the genre. You know, but I feel like by it being so many different avenues, it's a lot of small doors for different styles and different people to come in and make music and have fun.
So do you guys have like mosh pits and stuff like that? Do you guys do that? Okay, that's dope. Have you ever dove into the crowd?
No.
You better make sure they there for you. Because I done seen some shit on YouTube. Motherfucker get too excited, jump in the crowd, everybody move out the way. You done broke a collarbone or something. You know what I'm saying? Just doing too much. You get excited in the moment, jump off stage, everybody move. You like, bah. You're like, God dang.
I actually went to a show this past Saturday, and it was like a mini mosh pit, and like somebody had like front flipped and crashed into two people, and they got like super fun. Yeah, I was like, oh man.
Yeah. I be seeing like reels and shit of like, so my homeboy Jake, shout out to Jake Ortiz, that's my man Jake the Snake, but he loves like that metal, that, you know how guys just jump in the crowd and they're all like kicking and punching each other, like what is that called? Is it like moshing or what is it? I would
say moshing, yeah.
Okay. He loves that shit. I said, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you see the shit in reels, you see it on TikTok, you see it on videos, and like, and it's like, cool, I just socked you in your face, and you're like, fuck it, shake it off, let's get at it. You know what I'm saying? Kick somebody else in the ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this shit is violent.
That's
this
true.
Shit's aggressive. Like, how can you even enjoy the music? You know what I mean? When you're just sitting here punching or getting punched, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Have you ever been in one of those?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Like, it really gives you that sense of, you know, being at the bottom, you know, being even with everybody, you know, being in that grit, you know, being in the trenches, almost like a dog fight, you know, and like, I don't think it's about like hurting people. It's just more so about having fun and unity, like in a way, you know, like, yeah.
I ain't never thought it was fun to get punched in the nose. Man, they showed one reel. These guys was all going at it, you know, whatever. And this girl, she's just innocently walking by and out of nowhere get kicked in the head. She fell out. I was like, hell no, this shit crazy, man.
It is bad.
Yeah. So we were just at Cinco de Mayo, man, and it was dope, bro. They had a lot of dope performers. Did you end up performing there?
No.
Okay.
But I was there. I was there supporting.
I want to say I seen you, man. I mean, it was crowded. That bitch was packed.
It was lit.
But I believe I seen you in passing, and I was like, okay, you know. But there were like everybody who is anybody in Southwest, whether you're a director, an artist. I mean, whether you're a painter, a singer, a dancer. Like it was just so much fun to be around such productive, proactive people. You know what I mean? And everybody was just, I mean, from the local vendors just to, you know, the food, the music, all the performances, man. Like it's so dope, man. And I love to see my community in that light. You know what I mean? With so much talent, bro. I'm like, man, like everybody's just self-sufficient anymore.
That's true.
You know, I just, I would like to see everybody get rich. You know?
Me too.
You know, including myself, you know, and if I get rich, you know, I'm poor and I break bread. So, you know, if I'm rich, I'm definitely breaking bread.
Same here.
You know, because I believe in everybody, man, you know, for the most part, you know, and I want to see everybody live up to their full potential. And that's what I love about my job at the DHDC, man. You should come by one day, man. I'll give you a tour of the place. But, I mean, they got robotics program, bro. They got green screen. They teach videography, photography. They got a state-of-the-art recording studio. I mean, we partner with Motor City Street Dance Academy. They come, they work with the kids, teach them how to dance. I mean, we get DJs that come in. I mean, these kids are very intelligent. They're doing engineering work. I mean, they're producing beats. I mean, they're singing, dancing, rapping. I mean, and then we have the urban graphics department, teaching, youth how to, press T-shirts, hoodies, business cards, and, my banners, everything I got in, my banners, everything like, DHDC contributed to, but it's just having resources, right, available, and then not only that, but making sure that the community is getting the information. And, me coming home after all these years and landing a job there was just like a blessing. But it's also been a bigger blessing for my family because, this place has been here for multiple years and a lot of people just never knew about it. And ever since I've been home, I just been like networking, building, promoting. And it's like now so many family and friends, you know what I'm saying? They utilize the resources that are there for you because you never know, what opportunities will grow from these opportunities. You know what I'm saying? From these resources. Mm-hmm. And me, when I was younger, I mean, we had a youth center, but there was really like nothing there that was molding you for anything greater than being just a rec center, But when you come to the DHDC, I mean, you can build your skills, you can build your intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Like you can build there, And even me at the level of just working there, like in 4 years, I have built just a whole life for myself, and that all starts with a second chance. And that's what I love about my job is they believe in giving people second chances. You know what I mean?
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, for sure. You got siblings?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I got a sister. I got 2 brothers. I'm the oldest.
You the oldest? Oh, okay. I was gonna ask you where you at on the totem pole.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest too, bro.
Okay,
I'm the oldest. I got 2 younger brothers, and so I mean, you almost become a natural born leader.
That's
true.
What
I mean, when you have to grow up fast. I mean, me personally, I was raised by a single mother, so me being the oldest, that automatically made me the man of the house. You know what I'm saying? At the age of 14, 15 years old, you know. How about you?
So my dad was in the Navy. My mom raised me. It got divorced when I was born. So go figure there. But
okay.
Yep. But my dad was in my life. My mom is like wonderful. And I got a stepdad who was very involved.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was just always kind of like in my own little corner,
Every time you say that, it reminds me of that song. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. Who was that?
That's R.E.M.
R.E.M. Okay.
Oh,
yeah. I was about to say Moby. Is that Moby? No, that's not Moby. Yeah, you're right. R.E.M. I remember that song. That's me in the corner. I used to be like, hell no. Sounds sad as hell, but you couldn't stop listening to it, So, what other country would you go to? Have you do you do research or anything to find out where the wave is for punk rock and goth and all that type of stuff, or is it just through word of mouth? And do people request to have you at these events?
So for me, it's more so about researching, finding different locations where the goth, emo, punk vibe is prominent, and reaching out to them and just showing them my past successful events, but I would go anywhere, and a lot of my team are willing to go anywhere too,
That's dope.
Yeah, which is to me the best part of doing this, I'm so happy to have found people, who are just as passionate about, the music and the brand and the movement, which is deeper than goth. It's deeper than music. It's about keeping live music alive, people just really showing their art, in front of people, which is like extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I have a cousin who's like my brother, and he's always like, man, I don't know how you do it. I could never get in front of people, you know, and like, you know, play music, you know, or like perform, even karaoke, you know. And for me, it's like I'm showing pieces of my life, you know, like pieces of me. But I would be open to going anywhere, you know. Like I found this really cool. It's like a goth castle in Kentucky, and they have like pretty big events for like goth artists all over. So I'm hoping to do something there soon.
Okay, that's dope. That's good. So do you have like a band? Like how do you create the music? You got a band that actually plays live while you
Yeah.
and you're the vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
How many people you got in your band?
Just two others. One drummer, one guitarist. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll have like a backup vocalist, but
Do you do like growling music or?
It's like so much of a hybrid. But some songs does have the growling effect in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I learned about that shit because I got a homeboy. He liked like that death metal shit.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I could not understand nothing that they said, and he was like understanding everything, and I'm like, bro, like what language are y'all speaking? You know what I'm saying? And but he was like, yeah, that's the growling music. So you know, me being around, knowing different people, being open minded like I am, I'm familiar with different walks of life, you know, and that's really helped me, you know, on my journey, and because it puts limitations and barriers to people who don't just kind of keep themselves in a box, you know what I'm saying, because they would just rather not know, or, you know, people are just stay in their comfort zone. But me, I'm always about expansion. I'm always about networking. I'm always been about, you know, being a humanitarian and, you know, building relationships and obtaining understanding. So I think that's always been beneficial for me because I've been able to speak everybody's language and get along with everybody, you know?
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, who's your favorite rapper? Like lyrical wise?
Man, I ain't even gonna lie. I got a couple of them, but my top dog, though, is Icewear Vezo, man. You know what I'm saying? Icewear Vezo, you know, up the skull, man. That's my guy, bro. I mean, I got hip to him while I was in prison, and I've been rocking with him ever since, even when I came out. Like, I couldn't wait. I was inside listening to his music, but I couldn't wait to come home and listen to his music outside as a free man, you know what I mean? And, yeah, so he's definitely, you know, one of the top dogs for me. But, you know, if we're talking about in the past, it's always, you know, Tupac, Big Pun. They were lyricists. Eminem was a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Even Talib Kweli and Common, you know, them guys were lyricists. You know, Nas, shit. There was, I mean, you know, we can go on and on, bro. You know what I mean? But
that's true.
But right now, man, yeah, my guy Vezo, man. But I love, man, like all the creativity from, you know, even the younger crowd now. I mean, I hate the violence. I really do.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I hate the violence because, you know, music is influential, you know. No matter what, you know, what it's intended for, it's influential, and you know, people get hurt, bro. I mean, even me, like I said, bro, I when I'm driving around and I pop in Vezo, it changes my whole mind state. You know, I sit up, look, I'm perked up now. Now I'm like these, you know what I mean? Just because I feel strong, I feel brave, I feel good, I feel live, you know what I mean? But some people, like, they listen to that shit and they ready to shoot somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and that's the part that I don't like. Right. You know, I hate the fact that, you know, we live in such a bloodthirsty society that, you know, the only conclusion for any problems is to shoot and kill somebody, man. And it's terrible because it's ruining lives, it's ruining communities, it's ruining society, it's ruining humanity. You know, we have to raise the bar on the standards in which we live, man.
That's true.
You know, because life is too short. And I work for Ceasefire Detroit, bro, and I had to it's my day off, and I had to report to a homicide today, and it's sad. You see the mothers, the families, the sisters, everybody's in distress, tears, you know what I mean? Because you don't know when death is going to come, but in urban communities, it's like you could bend the corner and just like that, bro, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Through altercations, social media altercations.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or just there's so many things. I mean, you get people who die off stray bullets. They gardening, or kids are out there playing, and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? It's over with.
That's true.
So I'm just tired of going to, funerals and balloon releases, and it's just sad, man. I just feel like we got to do better. We got to do better, man.
Yep, I agree.
I lived a whole lifetime of that shit, bro. I went to prison for a murder case. A friend of mine, he shot and killed somebody, and I mean, at the time, that kid, he was only 17 years old, bro. And I mean, when you're younger, you don't think about that. But now I'm 44 years old, and I'm like, damn, he didn't even get a chance to see his son be born, And then my brother, too, the one who actually killed him, he went to prison before he could see his son be born. So, and then I went to prison. My other guy went to prison. So we all had kids, and all these kids and mothers and families and siblings and communities were all impacted by one person's decision, Right. And I live it every day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not through my own decisions, but just the decisions of others, having to, comfort and support, grieving families and stuff, bro. Like, it's reality, It's reality, and it's like, how do you rise above it? You got to be able to think above it before you can rise above it, and then trying to get people to transition their minds to think bigger and better, but it's hard to dream big when you're surrounded by everything that's so small, I mean, people are getting killed over petty, I'm talking about words.
Oh, yeah.
Words, road rage, anger, trauma, frustration, impatience, lack of understanding, lack of education, lack of anger management, like all that stuff, bro. Like, really, it's ruining lives every day.
That's true.
People overdosing all the time, every day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hearing people just,
fentanyl.
And it's crazy to me because, like, I caught a dope case when I was in prison. Like, out here, like, when I was growing up, all I ever saw was, like, weed and coke, you know what I'm saying, acid, shit like that. But these were all social drugs, party drugs. We go to a party, go to the bars, go to raves. Everybody's doing coke, smoking weed, do some acid, shit like that. But I never really got into, like, selling heroin and crack and, shit like that. But in prison, that's where the money was at, So I ended up getting caught, I got caught with some heroin packs. They ended up charging me. They gave me a new case. I got more time. But I just never, even though I've been a hustler my whole life, my mother's a hustler, like it's in my blood, it's in my family to be hustlers. It was a means of survival. But I never believed in coming up at the expense of others. You know what I'm saying? And, I know for some people, they ain't got no problem with it. I was in prison with young guys who sold dope to their moms and their dads and their aunts and their uncles. And then you wonder why, the youth ain't got no respect for adults because they look at you like you a dope fiend. Right. So it's like, it ain't shit you can tell me. I'm raising myself. You buying dope off me, how I'm going to respect you, So, there's so much work that needs to be done. And I know that, I can't change the whole world, but I try to be a positive example for the people who live in the world I'm in, But also utilizing social media.
Yep.
Even a reel can change somebody's life by our conversation right now. Somebody could be looking at this and in 20 seconds get inspired by something that we discuss.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really expanding positivity. You know, the devil don't take no breaks either. Shit, the devil's on TikTok too. The devil's on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? The devil's on Facebook and everywhere else. You know, so it's about what you entertain. It's about what seed you plant and what plants are you watering.
That's true.
You know.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Because we never know who's watching, you know, and that's like one thing that I've learned, because I've had so many times where I felt like, you know, should I be doing this? Like, am I making any traction, you know? And like, just hearing one person say like, you know, bro, like keep going because like you're opening up that door, you know, for the weird, for the alternative, like, you know, like keep doing it. I'm like, you know, it motivates me, you know, and like for me going back to like my high school days, you know, it was so many times where like I was at my lowest point and hearing a certain song, you know, or a certain artist would help me get through life, you know?
Yup. I mean, leadership comes with responsibility, bro. You know, when people look up to you and they follow you, you know, you got to make sure that you're making good conscious decisions because, like you said, you don't know who's watching you.
Yep.
And the way I look at it is everybody's watching. Everybody's listening. Everybody's paying attention. How can you not? The whole world is under surveillance. Mm-hmm. We're on cameras 24/7 in one form or another. So there is no privacy. You know what I'm saying? We're always being watched. We're always being monitored. People are always looking and watching and hearing and judging and all that stuff. So, you know, for me, I don't worry about shit like that because I don't do shit wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And if I am doing something wrong in somebody else's eyes, then that's really their problem, not mine. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because everybody's entitled to their opinion. I have respect, you know, for people's opinions, even when they go against mine. I'm okay with that. That's a part of, you know, being free and being a person of, you know, of freedom is having the freedom to, you know, have your own opinions.
That's true.
You know. Yep. So what do you think the future of your genre of music, bro, looks like? You know, is it a place that you can grow? Do you think it'll transition? Do you think it'll die? Or do you think it's going to live forever?
I think it's going to live forever. You know, because I think it's always going to be a community who can relate, you know, and who really embraces and who needs this genre, you know, who needs like this energy. And like part of my goal for the future is just to shine light on it, you know, like, and let people know in Detroit that this genre, this style, this music, like this brand is like prominent, you know, it's here, it's available, you know, to people who need it. It's shows, it's music. You know, it's free, you know, streaming on all platforms. There's so many different artists in this genre, you know. And part of my next move is releasing a list of the top alternative artists in Detroit. And my goal is to just shine light on it, you know, because recently it's a media outlet called Murder Mitten, who just released like the top Detroit unsigned rappers or something, you know, and it's like the top. I want to say that they had like a female version too, but like it did numbers, you know, like 600-700 likes and like 1,200 comments, you know. And I reached out to him. I'm like, why not do something with the alternative artists, you know, because there are people out here, you know, making music for the alternative genre, you know, goth, punk, screamo, like it's so many different genres all tied to the alternative sound. So for me, my future is just to continue to push that, you know, and try to get people to put some eyes on it.
No doubt about it, man. That's dope. And you can do it through the music. You can do it through relationships with people. And you can do it right here on the El Nino podcast.
That's
you
true.
know what I'm saying? By promoting and sharing your story and sharing your journey. And, you know, those who are watching, whether they're watching live or they're going to see it tomorrow or a week from now, or they see a clip or a reel, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? It's still contributing to the each one teach one theory. You know, that's what the platform I created was for, is to promote people and their stories and their talents and all that good stuff. You know, I mean, the world is literally, you know, at the tip of our fingers, like they say.
It's true.
You know, and it's a blessing. You know, it's you know, a lot of people turn something good into something bad. You know, by abusing the privilege of having access to people. You know, and I mean, I'm so tired of my motherfucking phone saying scam likely and all these bullshit ass, you won this and you won that and all this, man. I did it one time, they got me. It was before I even knew anything about anything. You know what I'm saying? And, oh, you won something. I'm like, me? Hell yeah. Man, I had a virus on my phone. That bitch would not stop.
Damn.
You know, I was constantly getting texts and buzzing and this. And I said, man, never again. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Try again, Morasoka. You ain't going to get me no more. You know?
I feel you.
But, you know, you got predators out there, man. People prey on you for anything and everything, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So is goth a religion? Are they, like, tied into Wiccans? Are they witchcraft? I mean, is it Santeria? I mean, like, what is it? Is it just...
I would say it has ties to it. I wouldn't say it's a religion for me personally, but I mean, for some it could be. But in my opinion, it's like a way of life, you know, that's just associated to different dark themes, you know, like death and wickedness, and not saying it's evil, you know, but like, in my opinion, so there's this like gothic club called the Leland City Club. It's open every weekend, Friday and Saturday, and you know, goth people just go there, listen to music, party, network, kick it, and just have fun. You know, and to me, you know, being the kind of person who I am, you know, it's just about having fun, you know, just about enjoying, you know, life, you know, and it's like, even if it's enjoying life in a dark element, you know, but still being a positive person, you know, like for me, like the goth world has always been tied to my love for horror. You know, like I'm like the biggest fan of.
You like Rob
films.
Zombie? You
I
like
love Rob Zombie.
Devil's Rejects, House of 1,000 Corpses,
Three
and
from
all
Hell.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've loved them movies. I love that shit.
Isn't it a
love
classic?
the gore. I love the horror. I love all that shit, you know? And recently, though, like, I watched it recently because I haven't seen it in a long time.
Hmm.
And I said, what in the fuck is wrong with you? To myself. I'm talking to myself. I'm saying, you are crazy to the mug.
It is dark.
You know what I'm
It is
saying?
dark.
Because that shit is wild as hell. You know what I'm saying? As it is comical, but it's gore. I love that gore shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I like the satanic shit. I like the exorcism and all that. And like my wife, she's like, oh, I don't play with, you know what I'm saying, with God, you know. And I don't play with the exorcism and all that type of shit. But I like all that demonic type shit, you know.
Yeah. I took my girl to go see the new Evil Dead movie.
I heard it was good.
It was great. She's covering her ears.
Oh my
like,
God, I gotta see it, bro.
Great film. Great, like a great.
They said it's even better than the original one, bro.
And the original is good. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would say better, but it's like neck and neck. It's
okay,
great.
That's great. Yep, I definitely gotta go see that one, man.
Yeah, that's the first movie I've ever been to where I've like I saw people literally running out the theater after it ended. Like people were like, I gotta get up out of here.
Damn,
Like
for real?
Yeah, it was
Holy
insane.
shit! I can't wait to run and see it.
Yeah. Like it was definitely something. It was a great film.
Man, you should really tap in, bro, with like I've been tapping in with the whole, what would you call, I mean, like the movie people, like the people who are making movies. I'm talking about directors, actors, writers, co-writers, co-producers, co-directors, like everybody who has anything to do. Just like people who are doing music, there's people who are doing movies, there's people, and I think that it would be dope. Maybe you can tap in with them, bro, and you guys could write a horror movie, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, make it modern to where, you know, goth kids or people are involved in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would be really dope, man.
Yeah, it would be dope. It would be dope.
And people like scary movies, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and if you make a classic, man, that shit'll last forever.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And it's so hard nowadays to find a good horror film. So many of them are cheesy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, bro. You know, I like to genuinely be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Rob Zombie's always been one to be able to deliver.
Yeah.
You know, Quentin Tarantino. I can't say his movies were horror movies, but they were some of the coldest movies. You know what I'm saying? They kind of
super gory.
They were like everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. George A. Romero. There's just so many people who have made, you know, so many good movies, bro.
That's true.
But it seemed like they had got watered down for a minute, bro.
Yeah, they have.
Like, man, I'm not even feeling this shit. Like, I don't know if it's just poor acting or poor creativity or just lack of creativity or what, man. But I'm like, bro. But, you know, when you're a kid, everything scares the shit out you. And then you try to, you know, when you grow up, you're like, you know,
that's true.
Not as much anymore, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I love going to haunted houses and shit. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't know, bro. I be stressing myself out because since I've been home for 4 years, I've been wanting to go to Cedar Point to you know, for Halloween weekends. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make a commitment to this myself. I'm gonna go this year. I'm so mad that I haven't gone, but I still have a blast. I go to all like the local haunted houses and stuff, bro. The insane asylums and all that type of shit. I love that type of shit, bro. You go to haunted houses? You like that kind of shit? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, man. Definitely, bro. Like, I'm a big holiday guy, man. You know? It was crazy. I tell people all the time, even when I was in prison, I used to decorate my cell, my walls, my bunk. Everybody's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I ain't going to let y'all kill my spirit, bro. You know what I mean? Yup. So let me ask you, like, what was it like growing up in Rochester and Warren? Like, what's your nationality?
So I'm actually like biracial. African American, Caucasian, Jewish.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I got some Hungarian in my family.
So being African American and being goth, you know, how many black people that you know are goth? You know what I mean?
Not many. Yeah. Like I went to a pretty
you're the token black goth dude then. Okay then.
Yep.
You're everybody's friend. What?
Yeah,
I got black friends. I got my guy right here. Yeah. GoldynGambit.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. And like I've always been that guy to fit into like every group, you know, like every clique, you know, like because I never judge people. Mm-hmm. You know, like I always treat people how I like to be treated, you know, and like I could always fit into any category, you know.
That's good.
But still keeping the same core values of being different, you know, liking the stuff that I like. You know, like not really being a gamer, not really being an anime guy, you know, just being myself.
Okay.
You know?
I think really it's about respect.
Yeah.
You know, whether you agree with it, you disagree with it, whether you like it, you don't like it, everybody's entitled to respect. You know what I'm saying? I respect what you believe, what you stand, what your creativity, you know, I understand, you know, what you're doing. And it's all good. Everybody can keep it moving, you know. But then there's people who hate your ideas, hate your weirdness, hate your creativity. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And I mean, like anarchist type shit. You know, like it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know how people take their opinions and just take it so far to where they actually hate somebody. You know what I mean?
That's
like
true.
that's why it's important for sometimes just mind your own business.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, keep it pushing. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
You know, it's simple, but everybody's opinionated, man.
Oh yeah.
You know,
And like especially now, you know. But I feel like with the cancel culture, it kind of
what is that?
Cancel
Cancel culture. What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That's
I mean, you got
new. I ain't never heard that one.
like this cancel culture, man. Like I feel like has a lot of people scared to speak their minds now, you know, out of fear of being canceled. You know,
Who's canceling who? Like getting blackballed?
social media. Yeah. Like if you say the wrong thing, it's you hate this type of people. Oh, you hate this type of culture. Like it's
Bro, I am not
It's
gonna
crazy.
lie, bro. Like I grew up hardcore, bro. Like you had to learn how to. You could not be sensitive and survive. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, broski. You can say anything today and offend somebody in some form or another.
Yep.
And you could have absolutely no ill intent, but just use the wrong term or the wrong vocabulary, and all of a sudden they want to crucify you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're this and you're that, and I'm this and you said that, and I'm like, man, shut your ass and sit your ass down and shut your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everybody just need a big old hug, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just need a hug, man.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy, dog.
It's
you know?
crazy. It's crazy.
You know, growing up, it was like everybody was raised like wild ass pit bulls. You know, everybody was trained to survive, and now everybody, you know, now I ain't gonna say everybody, but you know, there's just a lot of people who are very sensitive, bro, to things. You know what I'm saying? And the actions of others, the opinions of others, the ideas of others. You know, and it's like crucify them. You know, and it's crazy. And it's like, damn, you want to crucify me for the same shit you doing. You know what I mean? Like hypocrisy, you know. I don't know, bro. I'm not perfect and I don't have all the answers, but every day I do my best to be my best, man. You know what I'm saying? So love it or hate it, take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my best to be the best person I can be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if somebody got a problem with me, that's your problem, not mine. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm a good person, bro. I show everybody love. You know what I mean? And respect. So how can you be mad at somebody who loves and respects everybody?
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
And it's hard to reach that point, bro.
Oh yeah. But after you reach it, like it's a beautiful thing. You know, just being at peace and like knowing like anybody who has a problem with you, it's their problem. You know, and just being comfortable, you know, like that's
Because we live in a stressed out society. I mean, even to go for a ride, you're gonna encounter some type of hostility from somebody somewhere. They're gonna cut you off. You going too slow. You going too fast. You know what I'm saying? And it's always hostility because everybody going through some shit. You know, and I could be having the best day of my life. And then somebody say some shit or do some shit and then just set you right back.
Yep.
You know, how people match energy. I can't match energy because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to live according to a higher standard. I have to believe in something different. I have to have critical thinking skills. I have to have higher moral standards because if I continue to live with that fight fire with fire, tooth for tooth, eye for an eye shit, everybody dead and everybody gonna be blind. Everybody gonna miss an eye. Everybody gonna be missing a tooth. Somebody getting punched in the nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what that is, you know? And I don't want to contribute to that shit, man. Life done, gave me enough war wounds, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be in cruise control, bro. And that's why, because sometimes, my wife, my family, friends are like, bro, how can you just, like, be so humble, And I'm like, life has humbled the shit out of me because I've been through so damn much. I've done a lot of suffering. You know what I'm saying? Suffering has humbled the shit out of me. You know what I mean? And I just learned how to build healthy boundaries with people. I learned to give without strings attached. I learned to live without expectations of others. And those types of things will help you maneuver in the world. Because as long as you expect something from somebody, you're always going to set yourself up for some type of disappointment.
Yep.
So I just let people be who they're going to be. And then I learn how to maneuver around you. Because the one thing that you can't change in this world is people. That's true. The only thing you can do is learn how to move around them.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly say that I've been successful thus far. I was successful in prison with it, and I'm successful out here with it. Because I ain't got time to be carrying all that baggage.
Right.
I got goals. I got dreams. I am on a mission. And I didn't grow up with goals and dreams and missions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have any ambition to want to be anything more than what I was. I was a gang member. I was a drug dealer. I mean, I'm not going to say that I was like just some piece of shit or anything like that. But, I just lived by low standards because that's what I was taught. That's what I was surrounded with. But you never know what you got until you don't got it no more. So being locked up for 17 years, I lost a lot of privileges in my life. So now anything that I have today, I am truly grateful for because I know what it's like to live without it. You know what I'm saying? Even my fingers and my toes. You know anybody missing fingers or an eye or an arm or a leg? You know what I'm saying? I do too. And I can't imagine what life would be like, So every day I thank God for all the small things, and of course, the blessings that bestow us too.
It's beautiful.
Yep, no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. July 7th, we got the El Nino Podcast Summer Bash. You got to come through, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Come through
I'm
if
there.
you ain't already performing or got something going on. Come through, bring your people with you. What to expect, man, a great time, good vibes, diversity. And that's what I love about my parties and my celebrations is because I'm connected to so many different people. You know what I'm saying? And I love the diversity. And people, it helps people put their guard down, because from Southwest Detroit, just Detroit in general, everybody got that tough shit on him. You know what I'm saying? We got thick skin, you know what I'm saying? We tough as hell, all that shit. But when you come to my parties, like everybody comes in like looking around and they're like, eventually you see everybody put their guard down. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's laughing, sharing, you know what I'm saying? And it's dope. That's the kind of vibe that I like, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I can't wait because it's just going to be successful, bro. I'm going to have a dunk tank there, going to have good DJs, performers, have some food vendors, have some local vendors. Of course, going to have my man Dominic Ovando there from Pressure Apparel. Have my man Jose Rivera there, Detroit Forever 313. My man Dre from Sneak Heat 2020. Hopefully he'll be there too. And I love creating opportunity for people to make money. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to promote their talent, promote their business. And, I'm just proud to be able to contribute to that. You know what I'm saying? And if there's anything that I want to be known for in the legacy I want to be left behind in my name is that I was able to bring people together. You know what I'm saying? And people from different walks of life.
I feel you.
But definitely can't wait, man. Got Coco Butterfly. She's going to be performing as well. It's going to be a great time, man. So make sure you guys put that in your calendar. And also May 20th, or September 20th. We got that second expungement fair for the year, so make sure you guys tap in with that.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got any felonies? If you guys, got any misdemeanors, come on. I mean, it's worth the shot. Like I said, it was some people, they were disappointed. They didn't qualify, but at least though.
Right.
And you're going to get, the information that you would pay an attorney $500 to $2,500 for. You're going to come to this expungement fair and get it for free. You know what I'm saying? Whether you qualify or don't qualify, at least now you know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, it just, I seen people leaving there very emotional, but tears of joy, though. You know what I'm saying? Because people have been having these felonies on their records for 15, 20, 30 years and haven't been able to move up in their workplace or even get hired into a place or even struggled with getting housing and stuff like that because of these barriers. And with this expungement, it's like the forgiveness of your past and giving you a fresh start.
Right.
And, for those that didn't qualify, I feel your pain. I got a murder case. It carries a life sentence. I'll never be able to get it expunged. Therefore, I'll never be able to get a CPL. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes I feel like inferior to people because so many people have the privilege of bearing arms and having a gun and protecting themselves, and I don't. And a lot of people ask me, like, how do you do your job? Like working with ceasefire, I'm not armed, bro. I don't have a bulletproof vest. I don't have a badge. I'm not the police. I'm not arresting nobody. I can't shoot you or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So people are like, what do you do? I'm like, I use effective communication and I use my critical thinking skills, and I'm genuine. I'm just real. I come to people. I don't have to come to people aggressive. I understand pain. I understand poverty. I understand violence. You know what I'm saying? I understand anger and trauma and all that stuff. So whatever you going through, I've been there. I've done that. Let's talk about it. Let's work through this shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, any day that nobody dies is a good day, bro, because it seemed like every day, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, who is going through it.
That's true.
So, for me, man, waking up with gratitude is number one for me, bro.
I feel you.
Man, I tell people all the time, deep breaths, baby. That's what get me through the day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to take a few of them, but it'll get you through the day, man, because life can be overwhelming, bro. And even like struggling with credit card debt, and shit like that. Sometimes you feel like you're the only one, and then you start hearing other people's stories. And I mean, sometimes you just don't feel so bad anymore because you ain't in the boat by yourself. It's like a lot of people are struggling right now with finances and credit card debt and all that type of stuff. Not to say that it's okay, but it's systematic,
That's true.
I know people who usually have money who are struggling with it right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they say, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, bro.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm busting my ass every day, bro. Every day. I don't take no breaks. You know what I'm saying? Even on my days off, I'm working, I'm grinding, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get ahead. But it's like, it's hard to get ahead, bro. For as much work and hustling that I do, I'm still breaking even. You know what I'm saying? And that, I get frustrated because I've lived a lifetime of surviving. You know what I'm saying? And I want to get out of survival mode so bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in cruise control. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to be stressed out about bills or, just life's everyday expenses, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I want to be the richest man in the world, but I always tell God, the more that I have, the more that I have to give. You know what I mean? So hopefully, man, something good comes along, sooner than later, bro, because I feel like, if it's anybody that deserve it, man, I deserve it. I want it.
I feel you.
For sure.
I feel you. And like the cost of living, man, is like ridiculously high now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like everything costs an arm and a leg.
Everything's double. I'm like, damn. I used to think I was winning when I buy a little EBT card off somebody, And shit, I spent $400 one day, and it all $400 fit in one cart. I said, man, I remember back in the days we'd be in line with 2-3 carts. You know what I'm saying? Full of shit. One cart was $400. I said, hell no, they fucking over us, fucking clean over us. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But hey, you got to stay in motion, baby. You know what I'm saying? You either roll with her to get rolled over.
That's true.
Yup, definitely, man. But listen, I want to send a big shout out to all my sponsors, man. LA Landscaping, Downriver Babe Cave, my sister-in-law Felicia, just all my family, my friends, my loved ones, always, the DHDC always showing love. Got a lot of good things in front of me, you know what I'm saying? And I want to capitalize on it and, just be able to help other people change lives and rise above the ashes, But let them know where they can find you, where they can find your music, how they can reach out to you for a feature, for whatever, man. Let them know what it is, what it ain't, and where you at.
All right. So it's GoldynGambit, Golden with the Y, Gambit like the X-Men character. I'm on all social media platforms. I'm very interactive, so shoot me a DM. My music's on all platforms. Reach out. I'm always posting flyers for shows. I got a pretty fun show this Thursday, New Dodge Lounge. Lots of dope artists, alternative and R&B. Got some rap, hip hop.
I've been hearing about that place. I haven't been there yet, but I know a few guys that perform there.
Oh yeah. Oh man, super dope venue. If you're free, come out and let me know how many free tickets you got. I got you.
My man, definitely appreciate you. Shout out to the Legal Aliens podcast. That's my squad right there.
Love them.
Take care of me, man. We trying to get there together. And tap in, man. Holla at me. You trying to get down. You want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to be here. You want to share your story. Long as you ain't on no Mickey Mouse shit, do not come here on no Mickey Mouse shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you come here and you got a good story you want to share, you got some talent, you got some potential, you know what I'm saying? You need to vent, man. Come on, man. Holler at me and we'll make some time for you. But until then, stay safe. We'll see you.